You don't love me!
Pixar's latest release is Turning Red, which is a coming-of-age story that follows Maylin, a Chinese-Canadian 13-year-old who lives in Toronto, Canada. Maylin helps take care of the family Lee's temple dedicated to their ancestors. She often works to make her strict, overprotecting mother, Ming, proud. She does her best to hide her personal interests from her mother, including the love for boy band Four Town that herself and her best friends Miriam, Priya, and Abby share. She is torn between being her mother's obedient, respectful daughter who excels in school and the chaos of her childhood and growing up. From textbooks to boys, she is struggling to find herself in a world that holds many expectations for her. She discovers that due to a family blessing, she turns into a rather large panda whenever she's excited. Who came up with that idea? That's just pretty outlandish. With every Pixar movie loaded with Easter eggs and references, fans knew going in that Turning Red would be no different. Join us as we mosey on down through the big Pixar Easter eggs throughout the film. Let's get the more commonly known references out of the way first. One of the main Pixar Easter eggs that the studio loves to include in their films is the Pizza Planet truck. It's originally featured in Toy Story when Woody and Buzz need to hitch a ride to Pizza Planet to meet up with Andy. The famous truck can be seen when Maylin is running to the concert near the end of the movie and turns into her panda form. It can be seen on the right side of the road among the other cars. It happens fast, so if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. Probably the most famous item in Pixar history is the Luxo Ball, and it can always be spotted in Pixar films. The ball is yellow with a blue stripe and a red star on it, and it first appeared in the Luxo Jr. short and most prominently in the Toy Story films. The Luxo Ball can be seen very briefly in Turning Red in the party scene floating around in the pool. You can spot it when the girls are on the roof of the house, which seems unsafe for 13-year-olds, and they are overlooking the backyard. The ball is floating around on the right side of the pool next to the diving board. Another one of the most well-known Easter eggs of the film is the inclusion of a reference to the up-and-coming Lightyear movie starring Chris Evans. Lightyear is a spin-off of the Toy Story films and tells the story of Buzz Lightyear's origin story. From what we know so far, it is presented as a film within the film that the characters of Toy Story would watch. In the beginning of the movie, when Maylin and her friends are leaving school, they are walking down the streets of Toronto, and on the bottom of Miriam's skateboard, you can see a Lightyear sticker. Teasing future projects is something that Pixar has done in the past, and this sticker is no different. A little bonus entry for you is that the sticker overlays a skull, which is the same skull design on the front of Sid's t-shirt in Toy Story. This particular Easter egg is the only one that I actually noticed while watching the movie for the first time. Mostly because I was elbow deep in a bag of popcorn with two cats sitting on my face. But regardless, when Maylin is drawing Devin, the cute clerk from the Daisy Mart, in her notebook, she doodles him as a mermaid. Or as a merman, as Derek Zoolander would say. Not sure why she's doodling him as a merman, seems kind of weird. Anyways, her doodles are very reminiscent of Luca and Alberto's sea monster designs in the 2021 film Luca. The film is about a young sea monster who turns into a human when he's on land. Which actually, come to think about it, is very similar to Maylin turning into a big red panda. What's Pixar trying to do here? Years before Domee Shi directed Turning Red, she directed the 2018 Pixar short, Bao, which was the first Pixar short directed by a female. Pretty awesome. Given that fact, we all knew it was a given that since she directed both Turning Red and Bao, and both films take place in Toronto, Canada, that there would be some sort of reference to Bao in Turning Red. And there's actually a few. In the very beginning of the movie, when Maylin is introducing herself next to a bus, we can see a sign for a Bao restaurant in the background. Later on in the movie, when Maylin returns home from school, her mother, Ming, brings her dumplings to eat as a snack. This is a great couple of references to Domee's previous work. There is a reference to Monsters, Inc. that is really hidden away in the movie, which is one of my favorite Pixar movies, by the way. When I say hidden away, I mean it is very sneaky. The subtle nod comes through as a design on Maylin's friend Abby's clothing. The design on her overalls is a light purple with pink and yellow flowers on them, which is the same design as Boo's door in Monsters, Inc. Very subtle, very sneaky. I like it. Perhaps one of the most famous title sequences in animation is that of the Pixar logo with the lamp jumping into frame and squashing the eye. This lamp also makes a subtle appearance in the movie. By golly, this movie's full of them. When Malin transforms back into human, she is inspecting her wonderfully new red hair in the mirror. Her desk lamp can be seen behind her, and while the lamp is yellow instead of white, it is angled in the same position as the lamp in the short and the famous intro. You could be saying to yourself, hey dude, the lamp is yellow, so it's a different lamp. And for you, I would say, hey, you beautiful thing, you could be right, but the lamp has had several different colors in several different movies. The famous A113 Easter egg. We were waiting for this one. If you don't know, this A113 is a famous Easter egg that is featured in every single Pixar film. It is a reference to the classroom number of the students at the California Institute of the Arts, many of them now working at Pixar. Follow your dreams, kids. This number can be seen in a number of different spots in the film, one including on the chalker, which is a line marker labeled as Professional Model A113, when the characters are trying to perform the ritual on Malin's mom's red panda, spoiler, in the Sky Dome. The other one is shown on the ticket to the concert for Four Town. Malin's seat number is A113. This can be seen during the very end credits. This one really is blink if you miss it, because by golly, it's brief. When Malin and her friends are in the girls' bathroom discussing their plans to go see the boy band Four Town in concert, in the background on the bathroom stall wall, you can see a very small sticker of Nemo from Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is the 2003 film. I'm just kidding. You know what Finding Nemo is. I don't have to tell you. Good Lord. And last, but certainly not least, we have wonderful Easter eggs for Onward, Up, and Inside Out. We're going to bunch these together. We're a little pressed on time, and I have a doctor's appointment. And these are quite small. Inside Out is referenced by a sticker of a rainbow unicorn on the phone of one of the students, which is jokingly called a Jokia instead of Nokia. Fantastic. Secondly, we have a gem from Onward in the scene in Malin's science class. And also in that classroom, we can see a bird skeleton that looks a lot like Kevin from Up. Hopefully that's not actually him. That would be very sad. We got a little bonus entry for you. This one I found particularly interesting. A Reddit user by the name of Marvel Mommy, which is a funny name, noticed that one of Malin's teachers had a resemblance to a particular villain, which kind of looked like a young Charles F. Muntz, which is the villain from Up. While this isn't a confirmed Easter egg, it is possible that Pixar made the teacher resemble one of their villains who is based on a real person in the film. This is probably a secret cameo because Pixar has placed former characters in their current films before, and usually it's pretty subtle, and this seems to be like one of them. There are in fact so many Easter eggs in Turning Red that we couldn't fit it into one single video. And you're probably saying to yourself, oh no, ScreenRant, I couldn't find a single one. And to you I'd say, neither did I, son. It's okay, you'll get them next time. Since Pixar released Toy Story, its first full-length feature film in 1995, the studio animators have loved sneaking in hidden references to all of its movies. Once you know about A113 and the Luxo Ball and the Pizza Planet truck, you won't be able to stop finding these Pixar Easter eggs, a skill that will serve you well in this film and other Pixar movies. Throughout the controversy that this film has faced, it has come to be very well received by critics and audiences alike. Young, old, casual, and hardcore fans everywhere will now spend years searching for subtle nods to the past, present, and future of Pixar films, and it's become its own little section of the internet. Turning Red was a wonderfully fun, youthful adventure, and Pixar really blew it out of the water. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you made it to the end of the video. You should be so proud of yourselves. What were some of your favorite moments from Turning Red? Did you find any Easter eggs or references the first time you watched the film? Because I didn't, and if you didn't either, that's okay too. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.